feel like my videos have been really like kind of laid back lately, not as much crazy stuff happening. So I'm gonna be ad-libbing the rest of this video. So let's talk about B-roll real quick. Yo, what? Okay, that was a joke. I'm not. That joke's over. That joke's done. Bye. Originally, this video was just gonna be me testing out the Zhiyun cranes that we got for Shuttersocks, but I decided to just make like a little vlog out of it. When I actually shot the footage that you saw at the beginning of this video, I didn't actually plan on doing it in like a Peter McKinnon type style, but as I was editing, I kind of realized there were similarities, and obviously I need them views. So I thought I would make it in a Peter McKinnon style. Also, I just want to point out these are going to be tips and not a tutorial. If you want to see a tutorial and a tutorial type videos, then I don't know, maybe I'll make some in future. I'm going to try and keep this video as short and sweet as possible. So my first tip is going to be fluidity and movement. Now I'm going to be making this point first just because I feel like it's one of the most important things about making like a super modern creative kind of montage sequence. So while you're actually at the location on where you're shooting or where your B-roll is coming from, make sure you film as much as humanly possible. Literally record everything. A little tip would be to shoot little segments of footage where it's you literally just like flinging a camera around. Try as many angles at that as possible so you've got more variety if you need to like cut them together. I'm losing my voice. When I'm shooting, I like to get the same shot of a static and then the same shot again, but with a pan at the end or the beginning. That way when I'm editing, I can just pick and choose. It helps in the long run. Just do it if you've got time. If not, it's fine. No worries. The majority of the time when I'm actually shooting stuff and... What the hell? Who the f... I don't have friends. I do know what I'm going to be cutting together. Like I've got a rough idea in my head. So maybe go into it with that mindset. That might save you some time. For example, here's 2 clips from the beginning of the montage. It's one of the simplest transitions ever. You don't even need, you barely have to edit. You just have to cut them together. Regarding movement as well, I feel like movement works in 2 ways. There's movement as in you actually moving with the camera, and then there's movement as in the subject's moving in your static. Or if you want to get creative, do both and it looks cool because everything's moving around each other. Parallax. So my first tip is movement is cool and film everything moving. Cool. My second point is going to be about focal lengths. This was actually something that my montage was lacking quite a lot. Obviously, it was like out of the blue that I was going to record it in the first place. If I was to shoot it again, I'd definitely mess around with focal lengths and different lenses and stuff, just because I feel like it does add quite a lot of variety and it makes it not so stale. I've also just realized that that's not really an editing tip. That's just a shooting B-roll tip. Sound. That's a good point. Filling your head up. Huh? What does that mean? Filling your edit up with sound, whether it's atmospheric sound or obviously like sound effects with panning. Sound in editing is so overlooked. Put some form of audio under it because it makes it so empty if it's just the song and then the visuals. Point number 3 is regarding color. So obviously with color grading and stuff like that, I would say personally I'm a lot better at color in photography than I am with color grading film. That being said, however, there are like 100 LUTs and stuff. That's usually what I just go with. You will have to tweak it here and there because obviously not everything's going to have the same exposure. Something I will point out though is be careful if you are wanting to use LUTs because sometimes it can compress your footage. Also, kind of a point on shooting. I'm assuming a lot of people know this already, but shoot flat because then obviously you can have more freedom with color grading afterwards. Probably my favorite tip of this entire video is transitions and flare. I've already touched upon transitions a bit in the first point, but I'd probably say that they are the most important part of the edit, like by far. Something I will say though is that I think people overlook adding their own kind of aesthetic or like personal style to their videos. I feel like if you want to stand out in the long run, from an artistic standpoint at least, you really have to have your own thing. I know that sounds very broad, but just as an example, obviously I implement glitch art in like everything. Obviously that just means that when people see things I've made, they can tell it's one of my things, hopefully. That's how it should be, anyway. Having a great time out with the old bro. You know how it is. Apologies in advance for the poor focus. He did it. Whoa. Oh sh. Coming up.
HD.
Mr. Oscroft here.
I just feel like putting your own spin on things kind of gives it its own identity, and you don't want to fall into the category of just like, oh, it's just another B-roll montage. You know what I mean? Like, on top of making something that's high quality and kind of marketable, I guess the next point would just be to focus on your aesthetic or what your kind of style is, I guess. I don't remember what point I was at. 5, I think. Tip 5. So the most important tip by far is to have fun. That was in fact, no, because I was gonna do that as a joke. I thought it was funny and then I'd make another point, but no, I've changed my mind. I'm fully doing that. Have fun. Tip number 5 is have fun. I am a firm believer that whatever project it is you're working on, if you're not passionate about it and you don't care about it, then it fully shows. I've done so many edits in the past where I just couldn't care less about it. It just sucked. I put it off for ages because I just didn't even want to work on it. You can just see that it's lazier than other projects where I've actually cared about it. Like, if you're not interested in what you're doing, then there's 100% there's no point doing it, and that goes to any medium of art, I swear. I guess my main point is that whoever's watching this, you can fully be the next Peter McKinnon or Sam Calder or whoever it is you're interested in. Honestly, I feel like as long as you've got the time and energy and the creative vision to actually like succeed with it, you can be the next big thing. Like, I've said it before, if you make projects that people think suck, that's fine. Like, it happens all the time. Just move on and keep working towards something that's better than that project. Like, don't beat yourself up over things, and if you do decide to try out this B-roll montage editing stuff, or if you took any tips from this video, feel free to tweet the videos at me or just send me a message on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. But yeah, just have fun with it, you know, enjoy editing, enjoy videography, and make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon because it helps out so much. I'm trying to build this YouTube thing again. It's taken ages and I'm very impatient, but you watching this like it, that's it. I've made it, baby. I did it. I think that's pretty much everything, to be honest. I hope people don't think I'm being pretentious trying to give people tips, because I'm only learning. Everyone's learning 24/7. However, I am quite pretentious. That's it. Goodbye.